5,000 kilometers of Saudi Arabia's most grueling terrain. It's the Dakar Rally. Broadcast brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing.
Part 1 of the 48-hour chrono. Not a good day to crash for Carlos Sainz.
The car's a little damaged, and so are we.
A crash for Carlos and major issues for Sebastian Loeb.
It's really heating. A big electronical bug. We don't know what to do. It starts, it stops.
Experience pays off for De Sutre. The title holder knows how to do it.
Keep a cool head and let the others go crazy if they want. We're going to stay calm. The Dakar has always been a challenge, but in the early years it was more than anything an adventure. Specials over 2 days give us great racing, but also honour the roots of the world's greatest rally and the pioneer spirit of discovering the unknown.
Welcome to Dakar.
I'm sure I'll make it through this. I should be able to.
I think close to the fire, no? I don't want to be by the fire because then it'll be noisy. I don't know how to put a tent together.
No idea what's going on.
Where's the door? Here.
How come every time you take a breath, half the air comes back out?
So breathe through your nose, buddy.
They're good riders, but bad at setting up tents. They've never been invited to camping. Only vroom vroom. Camping, no.
I don't know if it looks any good, but it's something. Keeps the wind off me anyway.
We're getting the real rally spirit from back in the 90s. But it's super cool, like having all the superstars of the sport here all together. So, really cool.
12 minutes? It'd be quicker to go to McDonald's, wouldn't it? Careful, because when it goes, it goes. And you?
It's cool to find ourselves all together like this. It's a privileged moment.
Cheers.
Cheers. Greetings to all the fans, to the Dakar, and a big hug. Thank you for always supporting us.
Definitely in the habitat, that's for sure. Feels like a bit of outback remote Australia camping at the moment. So now we've got the tent, we're all sorted. Get some food into us and get a nice night's sleep out in the middle of nowhere, and yeah, we're enjoying the experience at the moment. It's cool.
Even in these days of professionalism and technology, there is still space, there is still time for all of us to dream, to dare, to live.
After a nice, comfortable night's sleep, there was the usual early start for the bikers.
No dust, but the race was sleeping under the stars, and it was cool. Just a different experience, part of the adventure, but ready to get back to the bivouac tonight.
Now we gotta pack up the tent, get geared back up here in the dark, get ready for another early start. It was a cold night in the tent, but not so bad, and it was fun to hang out around the campfire with all the guys, and yeah, fun chrono stage. Long, demanding, but good time.
22 bikers reached Bivouac E yesterday, including 17 from Rally GP. And after a night in the wilderness with 27 of the top car crews, it was time to get going again. The top riders spent almost 8 hours in the saddle on stage 2A, and they still had more than 300 kilometres to cover in the second half of the 48-hour chrono. Tosha Shirena, the first off the line. Well, the Dakar field began the day spread out across 6 brake zones, although some people didn't even make it that far. Some more tricky dunes on the menu for the bikes with some very soft sand. Maximum focus would be required all the way to Bisha. There are 20 riders in the Rally GP class, and some of them have really been put through the ringer since the start of this Dakar. Antonio Mayo got stuck in a thorn bush on stage 1, and he's had various mechanicals. In fact, his Yamaha wouldn't restart properly when he stopped to speak to us today at the finish line. But in spite of all of his travails, the Portuguese star is staying upbeat. In these 2 stages, I've been at the front opening the piste, so I've lost a lot of time. I've had problems with the bike, so I hope I can start to claw that time back in the coming days. Stage by stage, I want to improve my overall position. For Kevin Benavides, this 48-hour chrono was all about survival. The Argentine was one of only a handful of Rally GP riders who made it as far as Bivouac D, and after his long rehabilitation, today was extremely punishing. He lost well over an hour. The mind wants to go faster, but the body can't keep up.
I started more or less in front, and then the top riders start to pass me. And you know, that is really hard, because I know how to do it. I know how the speed, because always I was there fighting and everything, and to feel that right now I can't, it's also really like, for the mind, you know, it's like heavy. But finally I did it, so I am so happy to be here.
Pablo Quintanilla has been around the block in Rally Raid, and he said this chrono was one of the toughest stages he's ever done. Well, last year, of course, the 48-hour stage was done almost exclusively on sand, but this year it's been a real mix. Pablo, who spent around 3/4 of the stage up at the front, finished in 8th place. He sits 25 minutes off the pace. He's only a minute or so behind his teammates Adrian van Beveren, in a bit of a pickle here. He described this one as totally crazy. The Frenchman loves the adventure aspect of the chrono, but in sporting terms, he feels it's been a bit unbalanced this Dakar, especially with the reverse start orders. For him, the 29-kilometre prologue had a big impact on the subsequent 1,500 kilometres. VPA in 7th overall. It wasn't a great couple of days either for the reigning champion Ricky Brabeck. The American smashed up his exhaust at kilometre 50 yesterday, which meant he was limited to 130 kilometres an hour today, costing him dearly in the wide-open sprints over the dunes. He dropped almost 13 minutes and slips to 5th overall.
I feel like this chrono thing is kind of a waste. I mean, all the hard work we did yesterday, I think just kind of went down the drain. During the chrono, the cars get a little pit stop, and I wish the motorcycles got a pit stop on time as well, but it is what it is, and we'll keep pushing on.
It was happier hunting for Ross Branch on his hero. The world champion said that in the second half of the chrono, he felt as good as he's felt in the whole rally. He admitted it was a bit sketchy in the dust at times, especially with everybody riding the wheels off their bikes, but he got home in one piece and with no major damage. 5th place on the stage and now 3rd overall. Skyler Hauser abandoned the Dakar in last year's 48-hour chrono when his bike gave up the ghost. This time around, though, he powered to 2nd place. The American said he only stepped for around 30 minutes in the tent last night, but he had enough focus to deal with the soft sand, the rocks, the camel grass and the high speed. He jumps to 2nd place overall and was looking forward to a hot shower and a nap. But for the 4th day running, Daniel Sanders was top of the timesheets. The Australian continuing his spectacular start to this Dakar. He said it was very tough opening in the soft dunes. He headbutted the roadbook tower a few times, and it was also sketchy fighting for the bonuses in the dust. Physically, though, he's feeling in top shape. He becomes the first man to win 3 consecutive stages in the bikes since Joan Barreda in 2017.
The boys are, going to start back. I've got to open the next stage, so it's just how it's worked these first few days. You could get the stage win, but it was on me to decide whether I wanted to win today or not. So yeah, I'm committed and ready to take on the challenge for tomorrow.
Sanders winning the 48-hour chrono by 7 minutes 37 from Howes, who was just 4 seconds ahead of his teammate Shirena. Lorenzo Santolino and Nacho Cornejo rounded out the top 10. Sanders leads by over 12 minutes overall, with the chasing pack of Howes, Branch and Shirena separated by a measly 12 seconds.
Chrono is even more of a battle when you're going under your own steam. A crash at this stage last year ended Iada Giraldi's last Dakar, but the bubbly Italian is back for more.
Yesterday night, where did you sleep? No, we sleep at we start in 2 by night, and we find a lot of people without light, without fuel, but we arrive to the fuel refueling, we stay together, and we charge the battery. Today we push to the final. It was very good.
Back into the wilderness for the original Bimoto adventurer. The 52-year-old admitted it wasn't ideal arriving in 2024, just after eye surgery. Giraldi this time fighting fit and back for more. A multiple-time Lebanese motocross and enduro champion, Riyad Rafik, one of 37 rookies in the category. A childhood dream come true. Well, now to find a way back to the bivouac. Not the only one losing his bearings. 23 riders in total currently still fighting to make it in time to continue the dream of finishing the Dakar and collecting their medals. Those who don't will have the choice to continue as part of Dakar Experience. Well, despite all the trials and tribulations, there was still plenty of fun to be had en route back to the long-standing bivouac in Bisha. After the challenging dust of the opening rides, this time the dunes provided a biker's paradise. Jacob Agobright, the best performing Honda to deny KTM a Rally 2 podium lockout, third on the special and sits 7th overall. But away from placement, the American had a whale of a time, even if it was an experience like no other.
Second stage was super fun. I really liked all the rock and the sand and the dunes and everything, and it was a long day yesterday. I think it was the longest I've ever been on the bike, maybe 9 hours. So it was fun, and then today I felt good. It feels like I've been here a while, but it's only the second stage. I'm like, oh boy.
Despite morning sickness yesterday, Tobias Ebster survived to thrive. One of the Rally 2 quartet to ride 674 kilometres and reach the furthest overnight camp. A slightly easier time bouncing to a 4th place finish. A to-and-fro battle with Doherty that Edgar Canet couldn't add to his prologue win, hampered by a 6-minute 10-second penalty, but his South African rival would have still had too much pace for him. The Slovenian was running great all day inside the best 4 Rally 2 riders, yet after the final checkpoint, Tony Mulek slipped down to 10th. The man of the day was Michael Doherty, despite a Stage 1 crash leaving him with a fractured shoulder blade, the Stage 2 winner.
It was very fast, a lot of fast pistes, which is good for me, for my shoulder. Anything with rocks and bumps I'm struggling with, but no, overall, it's definitely the hardest 2 days I've ever had on a motorcycle. It was a long 2 days.
Worth the pain to gain the Stage 2 honours ahead of Edgar Canet. 2023 champion Romain Dumontier seeing 2 Hondas join KTM in the top 5. Yet the Frenchman still over 30 minutes adrift at the leaders, with Canet and Doherty among the top 15 bikes overall. Will it be a two-horse race for the Rally 2 honours?
Yeah. We have like a little sandstorm. Ready to go? Yes.
To the track. Jeez, full gas. Full attack. Full dust.
Oh, the dust is crazy.
Got my chauffeur driver here. Yeah, it's a different life. It's business class. Coming from Valet Motors like economy, and we've moved up to business class.
There's sand in my eyes.
I can't see.
Go. Give me 10. This guy a hand? Sure, why not? Yeah. Hey. Yo! Do you need a pull? Do you have a... Okay, we're good. That was weird.
Keep going. Keep going.
I've got something happened.
What's wrong? We just lost the signal.
I've got no power.
No drive.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Made it to kilometer 285 and weird electrical issue. Don't really know what happened. We just lost all power and we can't figure it out. So be a long night.
Oh shit. Do you think we missed it way back there? Yeah. Everybody's equally as well. Let's go. We can go back to our other waypoint. Yeah. When you take us back to it. Can't see shit. There's someone behind us, someone behind us, someone behind us.
Let that guy go with us, isn't it?
No,
I'm questioning myself. Is it Dakar that has become tougher, or is it the fact that I'm not anymore 20 years old? We'll discover it in the next days.
At 5 p.m. last night, all the competitors had to stop at their nearest camp on the 48-hour chrono. Some cars arriving in better shape than others. To be honest, I'm already very happy to be here, because when I got to the first refueling, I thought that's where I would stay. We were thinking we would stick around there, at least we wouldn't be alone in the sand, and we really thought we wouldn't be able to continue. And suddenly, a miracle arrived. Seth Quintero was buzzing for his night in the tent.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, super happy to sleep here. No, it'll be fun, it's cool. All the guys, looks like a lot of my friends are here, so I get to hang out with all of them. Yeah, just go sit up a tent, try to make a fire, maybe hang out. It'll be a good time.
There was time to inspect the damage after over 7 hours of driving. With no teams on hand, it was up to the drivers and co-drivers to fix whatever they could before the final 300 kilometers in the morning. 7 a.m. and it was time to get going again. First to set off, Gerlin Chichery. The Frenchman had bemoaned opening the road yesterday, but he had the same fate today. It was a pretty impressive performance by the X-Raid Mini-Man, though, as he ended the stage 19th. Despite running into a few problems here and there, particularly in the dunes section. Beached for a while, he managed to get going again. Saud Variawa had impressed on stage 1, but was running 30th overall at nightfall. His day was to get much worse, though, after a collision with his Toyota Gazoo racing teammate, Giniel de Villiers. De Villiers would finish the stage. Variawa wouldn't.
Incredible, you know, we're so close to the finish. It's 30 k's from the 48 hour, and we came this way. They obviously went the wrong way, and they came back on the track, and then we had a head-on. So now both cars are broken, and you know, we're just trying to see what we can do, but for the moment it looks quite bad.
There was trouble too for the Ford M Sport Raptor of Nani Roma. The assistance team arrived, but they were unable to repair the car. So the Spaniard was towed home. And after a big roll yesterday, it was a case of damage limitation today for the reigning champion, Carlos Sainz. He and Lucas Cruz pushed and only lost a few minutes to the leaders today. But the damage was done yesterday, both on the clock and on the car. After stage 2, the man from Madrid is an hour and a half off the lead. Loeb was in scintillating form today, though. After Cristina Gutierrez's co-driver, Pablo Moreno, managed to fix Loeb's electrical problem, he was 40 minutes off the lead. But by the end of the day, he had cut that disadvantage to just 15 minutes in a remarkable display of his undeniable speed. We did 900 kilometers of WRC. The car was working really well and we were flat out everywhere, all the time. We managed to catch up with the lead of the race today. Sixth at the line was the Century CR7 of Matteo Serradori. It's the best stage result for the Century racing team so far this rally and showed the reliability of the machine. Nasser Al-Attiyah was fighting for the stage win from the off. The Qatari seems at home in his Dacia, in which he won the Rallye du Maroc at the end of last year. In the end, he had to settle for fourth after a few late issues.
Last 50 kilometer we have a puncture, and then we have issue with the power steering. It was very difficult to finish.
Winning the prologue doesn't mean very much. The times don't count towards the overall Dakar, and it's more just a way to decide the running order for stage 1. But Henk Latergen won it, and has since shown it was no fluke. Third in the 48-hour chrono and leading the rally overall. Home hero Yazid Al-Raji was flying yesterday and continued that today. He was in the battle for the stage win all the way, but in the end, he had to settle for second.
Yesterday we have a small issue with leaking oil. We work all the night, me and Timo do a great job like always.
But it was a first ever ultimate stage win for Rokas Pachuska in his first year in the class.
It's now official that we won the stage, you know. It's great to be like that, you know. It's first time, not Dakar, but the first time in the ultimate class, and to win the 48 chrono, it's a big challenge.
Pachuska got given 12 minutes of time back, so that's why he ended up winning the stage ahead of Al-Raji and Henk Latergen, who was in third place, just ahead of Nasser Al-Attiyah. But it is Henk Latergen who leads overall, almost 5 minutes ahead of our Raji. Loeb's recovery today means he's less than 20 minutes off the overall lead still. And 7th is Lucas Moraes. After a solid run in the last 48 hours, he tries to bring the passion of the Dakar to Brazil.
Yeah, it's just so hard and takes everything from you, from your mind, from your body, just to put there inside the car with your co-driver and try to win it. In the motorsports, we do have a lot of engagement with Formula One because, of course, we have Emerson Fittipaldi, Ayrton Senna, Nelson Piquet, so a lot of great champions. And Brazilians are used to winning on this sport. So, but it's nice. I know we have a long way to go to try bring this sport together there and make it bigger. Yeah, it just became an obsession at home. I talk to my wife and say, oh, everything is about Dakar and how can we improve, how can we get better. My first year, I was so new to everything, so my main goal was not to crash. I want to live the whole experience of the 14 days and try to learn as much as possible. Of course, I was racing with my idols like Nasser and Sainz and Loeb and Peter Hansel. When you are joining a factory team and then you have to go there again, you have to change your mind. Okay, they are still my idols, but I need to try beat them. The beginning of the Dakar this year was really tough for me because I have my daughter with meningitis in the hospital in Brazil. And then, okay, every time I put the helmet, you try to focus on doing your job. And wow, when I came the finish line and saw on the panel like best time was a great feeling, yeah. And again, it was the first win for a Brazilian driver ever in the history of Dakar. So it was a lot of mixed emotions, and I was so proud of the team to be able to deliver one win for them. I try to improve in everything. The mindset. I know that we kind of have the speed on the tracks, but open desert and dunes is where I need to catch up. I think these top guys, they really know how to read the race and how to attack and where to defend and how the strategy plays out. I'm definitely really want to beat them, I have to tell you, but I know how hard it is. They are a legend for a reason, and yeah, they are, but I hope we can manage to beat them one day.
Near Taif, about 60 kilometres from Mecca, lies a crater with a near-perfect circular shape.
The Al Waba crater spans 3,000 metres in diameter and has a depth of 280 metres. It was formed millennia ago during volcanic activity. Its unique geological shape is what draws geologists to our region. There are thousands of craters in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Normally, craters are found at the summit of a volcano on the surface. But this is one unusually located in the crater's basin, which of course attracts curious visitors. Its beauty lies in the effervescence caused by the evaporation of rainwater. As the water evaporates, it leaves behind a layer of calcified salt, leading to a quartz crystallization process. At the base, the rocks here are basalt and granite, formed from lava flows during the volcano's activity. Personally, I'm drawn to the natural geological mix that can be admired here. I visit this crater out of love for the place, far from the noise of the city. It's my sanctuary, and I find peace here.
As Heraclitus believed, the sun is new each day. When it rises, it's a new opportunity to succeed and endless possibilities.
Yesterday, from the beginning, we had a problem in the tube for the intercooler, so we lose power. Well, we drove very well, even with this problem, until the dunes, so we couldn't climb the dunes, so we stopped, deflate, and continue. We're glad we are here. And now we check the car, we fix the problem. I think if you have a small problems, you can survive. But if you break the car, you cannot continue. You need a big service.
Nothing humbles you more than being in a vast, open desert. Often it can be lonely, just you and your co-driver. It's without doubt beautiful, passing thousands of ever-changing sand dunes, following the tyre tracks of those who've come before you. G-Rally Team's rookie, Puck Claassen, has been learning and learning fast. A first top 10 in the Dakar.
We're going right to 235. Nice. Good left.
On the hunt, Pau Navarro is hungry. The 20-year-old was a man on a mission. A top 5 was in sight in his Taurus T3 Max. Using his sand dune skills to gain time, the Spaniard fourth on the day. A mechanical problem hampered Pedro Goncalves in his X-raid right at the top of a humongous sand dune. Rookie Corbin Leverton has impressed already. Accustomed to the sand dunes of Southern California, he managed to get through the remainder of the 48-hour dune-heavy stage relatively unscathed. Third place for the 23-year-old. It was always going to be hard to get the upper hand on Cavigliasso, but some only needed a dose of Dutch courage. Rebellion by team, rebellion by nature, at least for the 48-hour chrono. The only man who could put pressure on Cavigliasso was Spearings, overtaking and leading in the final part. Only a broken shaft hampering their performance, but it was going to come down to the wire. And it did. Paul Spearings makes history and becomes the first ever Dutchman to win a stage in the Challengers by the narrowest of margins. 2 seconds separated the Dutchman and Cavigliasso after a speeding fine for the Argentinian, but Cavigliasso remains the overall leader, 6:20 ahead of Guerrero, almost 20 minutes to Leverton. Giroux is no stranger to the Dakar, a 2-time Dakar winner in the quad category. But the Frenchman was having difficulties in the dunes, he and his co-driver Jeremy Giacomelli having to dig themselves out.
There's a lot of emotions. For me, quads are my life. It's my passion. It's also a name. The name Giroux on a quad in the Dakar. The question was above all, what do I do? Quad is my passion. I love rallies, especially the Dakar. So at some point, do I get rid of both? Now, I get into a vehicle instead of getting on it.
After winning the Dakar in 22 and 23 on a quad, the Frenchman had to switch classes with the quads no longer present on the Dakar. And so it was to be the challenger category in the G Rally team.
It was a bit of a mix given my track record. There were a lot of discussions. I particularly liked the seriousness of the team and also the good family atmosphere that I had in the quads. It's a car that's easy to get to grips with. Now, I've got to learn between it's going well and performing well. There's a gap. What's especially surprising is when you get in the car and suddenly there's someone talking to you. You think, what's he doing here? My co-driver doesn't know too much about it, but sometimes my eyes glaze over when he points something out to me. I have to work on that, or check a bit what's going on. From time to time, I manage to see the road book. I've got this habit. I can't help it, but I think it's going to go away as I'm going to have to concentrate more on my driving. It's pretty cool. You also get to slide like on a quad. It goes really fast, and above all, you're shaking up. In other words, on a quad, when you're going to have an impact, you're going to be able to absorb the impact to some extent. On a car, you have less impact regularly, but when there is, it's violent. You're shaking all day left to right, so it requires quite a lot of physical preparation of the upper body, almost more than quads. Then mentally, because you go faster than a quad, you're quick to spot the dangers, the holes. You really concentrate on them. It's really tiring. The objective? I think it's over several years. You don't just jump into a category. It's the same way I built my Dakars on quad and rally raids in general. If you burn the stages, you'll burn your wings, so to speak. So it's all about learning. If I can learn very quickly, that would be great.